Howdy, howdy, y'all. Welcome to episode 24 of the Kilima Post, a Palea podcast with your host, K Fiercine.
And Shinori Yoru. This week we're talking about a patch review of 0.199, which is Wonder, Snowbound Sanctuary. So how are you, K-Fears? Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing well. Can't complain. Can't complain. Been enjoying the snow.
That's
We
good to
gotten a
hear.
lot of snow the last couple of days, so
Oh, let's go.
just staying warm. Enjoying this winter sanctuary, or I guess snowbound sanctuary. So in
I
real
don't know.
life, but how you been doing?
I've been doing good. But the last few days have been very hot for me because my household has been cranked up the heat to 25 degrees, which is about I think that's about like 72 to 80 degrees
I,
on Fahrenheit.
I got
I'm
you.
not I'm not really familiar with the Fahrenheit
You're
to Celsius
Hey,
conversion.
you're good. You're good. But hey, I mean, at
Yes.
least you're staying toasty and warm when it's cold up there, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to sleep when it's very hot for me.
Right.
So I don't know.
Understandable.
I honestly just feel like just going and sleep outside at this point. That's how hot it is in the household. So but that's just me though.
Well, hey, I mean, at least you got a roof over your head though, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But anyway, so we got a new patch this week. So I thought we had a patch coming. I was figuring they were gonna wait a week, but we ended
Yeah,
up getting
sir.
it this past week. So have you been enjoying the patch?
Yes and no. So where do I begin?
Well, I mean, we could always
So I'd
begin.
like. So I do like patch, but the problem is with this patch is that we don't know what's really being fixed. It's because the problem with this the thing is that for the last 4 months we've been getting nothing but like plushies and all that. So that's my problem with it. And like there's no new content, there's no new questing, there's no new other than the bulletin board. There's no new characters, no new map, no new storyline. There's nothing that's in particular that makes me want to be excited for this patch compared to the others as well. Unfortunately, but yeah. But what about you, K Fierce? How are you liking this this
No,
update?
completely understandable. I know I
Yeah.
was hoping for some quests. I was like, maybe they'll start the new year off. Maybe they'll
Hmm.
give us some lovely new quests. But
Yeah.
alas, I mean, we did though. Starting off with the top of the list, we did get a new lunar path, the path of the cardigan, which definitely has a nice like 70s vibe to it. Like, not gonna lie, I really like the mullet.
Sure.
The mullet's my favorite part of that.
right.
But
Right.
but yeah, I mean they gave us a new lunar path to keep people going and I guess to keep that money coming in, so it's something I guess.
Yeah, but the thing is that with this lunar path is that it's 14 compared to 35, and with the 35 we had two that was worth 2,000, or it's about 2,000 if you round it up. But also for this one, it's half the amount, which is 1,000, but you're only getting 14 on rewards. So I'm kind of disappointed on that one. For this
Right.
one,
No, 100%. I was like, man, I was like,
yeah,
this one's smaller than the other one. I was like, I don't know
yeah,
what's up with that.
neither
But
do I. It's
But I mean, it is what it is. But we did get
it
some
is what it is.
great improvements to the way you get experience for the lunar path. So that is
Right,
one thing I'm like, well, at least they did that because I like the fact that you can simply just by getting any skill XP, you're getting a little bit of extra lunar XP. I think that's really good and allows somebody like
right.
me who maybe not be actively remembering, oh, I got to do my daily quests every day. Because sometimes, we forget. But, and
Of course,
it
of
allows
course.
me to go out there and essentially I can just kind of just grind it up a bit, which works for me and works for more of my play style. So,
Right. But for those who haven't read the patch notes, like me, for example, I did not know that you had to click a pin in order to for that EXP to go to that lunar path, because I was like, wait, I did my 2 dailies. What's happening here? And then go from like one level one to a different level of what.
Right.
So apparently you're supposed to be clicking this little pin on the top right of your the lunar path, and that's where the EXP is supposed to be going to. Because I had to get that explained to by
Yeah,
someone
I
else.
ended up making a video on my YouTube channel basically talking about all the lunar path changes and like up there were coming being like, I
Yeah,
didn't even know you had to change the lunar path for the first couple of days. So,
I didn't either. I was like, wait, what?
I
Excuse
still
me.
hadn't finished the Path of the Kitsu yet, so I know I'm a bit of a slacker. So
Oh,
I'm
fair
still
enough.
finishing up the Path of the Kitsu before I move on. But
Yeah, I finished like Path of Kitsu when they added the 100 EXP instead of 50, so that was kind of nice when they did that. So I'm kind of hyped up for that. So, but I think the problem is with that one is like from 50 to 100 to 5,000 was actually a huge boost on that.
right.
So I think they're just still playing around with it, or they're just wanting us to get it done completely
I don't know.
faster. I don't know.
I
I'm
think
not
they're
sure what the
trying to
reason
make
behind
it a
that was.
bit easier for everybody overall, especially like the super casual
Hmm.
people.
Sure.
But as I said, I mean, I really like the changes they made to. I really like the fact that we now get rested experience for it. So if you don't log
Yeah.
in for a few days, or you don't log in for a day or so, like all of a sudden for the first little bit of XP you get for that lunar path is actually going to be a little boosted, and you'll get a little extra, which is nice.
Right.
I'm cool with that. I'm like, that's a nice little change. A nice little like slice of life thing. So.
I mean, we got to cater to those who don't have all day to play the game. Like people usually have like around like 2 or 3 hours, and then they got to go to bed or they got to do something else, and then worry about RL stuff and not be too much into the game. But the thing is that with Palea in general, I feel like it's mostly catering to all the grind and all that, and maybe people don't have the time to actually go grind a lot on the game, which is unfortunate, right? Because they got to juggle with IRL stuff as well,
Exactly.
right?
So I think
So
that's why they were making some of
yeah,
these changes was just so
yeah,
the fact that, it would be easier for a lot of those people to get the experience and to like keep up with, all their friends who do play all the time.
right. Like I, that's what I'm thinking. Like they shouldn't really cater to to us that play all the time. Like we're like, yeah, it's nice and all, but like, but what about those who don't have the time of day to
I was
actually
gonna
play
say,
all
in
day?
my opinion,
Right?
I
It's
feel
unfair
like
for
that's
them,
who
right?
they cater to the most, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. That's who they should
Well,
be catering to most, not the people that
I
actually
mean,
play a lot.
not to be a little devil's advocate here, but
Right, right.
I will say that I feel like they should cater a bit more to the long-term players because we're the ones who, keep the game going. And I feel like a lot
True.
of ours is we're kind of being like left in the dust because as you mentioned earlier, it's like we've been getting like no new quests, like
That is
it's
true.
like
Yes.
nothing for those of us
Yeah.
who play all the time. And it's just more so
Yeah.
for those who just play part time, which is fine. I mean, Lord knows
Yeah.
I don't play as much as a lot of other people do, but that's just because I've got 50 bazillion games going on right now.
Oh, that
This
is true
past
as well.
week, I've
Yeah.
had three different of my major games I play. All three give updates, and I'm like, I can only play so many games, y'all. Like, give me a break. I'm like, everybody update the same week.
Yeah, but that also leads to my like next thing to talk about. Is just like, well, like if, as much as we want to play Paleo all day every day, it's just that there's other games that also are coming out with updates as
Mm-hmm.
well, and like sometimes we get burnt out, right? And we just want to go to explore other games that want to that we think that should also be invested
Mm-hmm.
with our time, and that should be taken care of as well, rather than like, yeah, paleo all day, every day, type of thing. Like I'm only a paleo player and nothing. And Don't play any other games. Like there are some people like that, but yeah, sometimes you will be burnt out. So I'd rather not be 100%
No,
all day every day on
completely
that one.
understandable.
Yeah,
So I mean, that's just the thing, Some people, play a bunch of different games and other people only play one game.
that's true. That's true. Yeah,
But but as I
but
said,
yeah.
we did
Anyways,
get also got a new animal for the ranch. They added the Theris, and I was
right.
correct. I had a feeling on what it was going to give us. Like, I mean, I wasn't correct, but I was thinking, oh, it's going to give us like
Semi.
we were going to get like garden fruits and vegetables was my initial thought. And so now he
Right.
gives
Right.
fruit, which, blueberries and apples and pixie berries, mine's still
Mm,
growing. I haven't actually played enough to have it one fully grown yet. Took me a couple of days to get one of my animals old
right.
enough to send away, so to speak. So but I've now got one
Yeah.
growing, and I can't wait to test him out and see how well he does in the long term of things. But I think he's pretty cute. I'm down.
Yeah. I was actually expecting a horse because this year is going to be
Mm-hmm.
year of the horse. So I was like, oh, maybe we'll get like a horse animal in the future
Right.
or something
Well,
like that.
I think they
You
might
never
be
know,
trying to
right?
save that for like a mount era whenever because I know like everybody's been asking for mounts. But, as we know, Palea is not really made to be a zone for mounts. So,
Uh, I mean, the zones need to be bigger, and we need a lot more maps as well.
exactly.
So for us to justify the using them out, yeah, it needs to be a lot bigger
Exactly.
for the game
So,
to actually use one. Yeah.
and so that's why I'm thinking like maybe one of the newer zones they're going to come out with a lot more like bigger, flatter zones. And that might be one of the reasons why they haven't really told us much about this next upcoming zone. Because maybe
All they left us, all they left us for a clue is that, oh, it's the stuff that we're releasing. We're not gonna spoil. We're not gonna tell you what it is, but the things we're releasing, it should give you a hint. I'm like,
exactly. So
oh, that's not really a hint, but okay.
right, exactly. It's like, well, that's the big thing. So we're just kind of just waiting on that at this point. But yeah. So as I said, I think we might get him out when that happens. But till then, I'm like, I'm cool with the Theris. I think he's really cute. I thought it was kind of strange that he was gonna have a backpack on. But I mean, it's fine. It's chill. I'm not complaining with it. It's just basically what they did was they
I
turned a
mean,
pet into, you know, a new animal, which they kind of did with the
I
truffles
don't know,
anyway.
farm animal.
So
Yeah, so like the ferret did come with a backpack beforehand, and now just to see as a farm animal, and I'm like, so does that mean every single animal that is in the store right now going to be a farm animal?
I don't
Question
know,
mark.
but I will say
Like, are
this.
we gonna get the kitsus
I
as
mean,
well?
that might be kind of cool. I mean, maybe since we can
Yeah.
find. I mean, since we can find Kitsu plushies in ore, maybe they'll eventually add a Kitsu animal to the farm that will get you so much random ore a day. Maybe. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe.
Or
Yeah,
gemstones.
or
Either or.
gemstones, it'll be like or gemstones type of thing. That would be kind of cool. But
Oh, cool.
yeah, so maybe we'll get a Kitsu. I know I want, personally speaking, I want a cow cat for my farm, but I want him to be like a little like barn cat. Like I would love for us to be able to adopt like one of the kind of pow cat pets and it just be a barn cat that kind of just walks around the whole area. I think
Oh, rather than being in
yeah,
the
yeah, it
little
wouldn't
farm
be
area.
one. It
Oh,
wouldn't
okay.
be
I
like
see that.
it
I see
wouldn't
that.
be like a farm animal that you would be like, oh well, let me get a whole bunch of these to get
Right.
resources from. Nah, it's just a little cat that you can give it a name, a little pow cat. You can give a name to, it, and it'll just kind of run around the barn, run around the whole farm. Just kind of be there. I think that would be
Right,
super
right.
cute.
Oh, that's gonna be cute. Yeah,
But I
you're not
mean,
wrong.
I'm just
Um,
surprised that
uh, uh,
we've gotten so many animals. It's almost like every patch we're getting a new farm animal at this point. And I mean, I'm not
yeah,
complaining, but I was not expecting like that many like right off the bat. Because it's like we got so many on
right. Same
start,
here.
and then it was like, oh, that's good. And then they gave us a new one right off the bat, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then it was like, oh, all of a sudden we've been getting a whole bunch of new ones, and I'm like, now I don't know what animals I want on my farm. Now I've got too many choices.
Yeah, and the thing is that with the packaging, with what they have you to spend on the licensing in order to like take the animals out of your plot into Kilma or Bahari, just to showcase it to your friends. Now it's just way too
Oh,
much in my opinion. Because with the money and all that, I can't afford to actually like spend all this money to be like, okay, I'll take this one out now. But now it's like, okay, now they're releasing a lot more, so now I don't know what to even spend on anymore at this rate because you just don't know what's going to be released in the
no, a
next
hundred
update.
percent.
Just to be like, oh, okay, they're releasing this animal. Oh shoot, why we spent like this amount of money on the last update? So,
Well, and like for me though, like I don't really I'll go in and I'll take care of my animals and I collect from them and whatnot. But I don't actually
yeah,
like breed for good genetics. I don't even name my animals anymore. All of my bouvars are bouvars.
same.
All of my goobies are
Yeah,
goobies. Like I'm not here to give out 50 bazillion names. I don't care about the way they look. I'm just coming in, collecting, getting my resources, feeding them, getting my experience, and moving on at this point. But that's just the way
right,
I play.
and also that you're also donating your pet or getting rid of your pet and then trading it for like treat bags and then just moving on to the next,
Exactly. So
basically.
for me, like
Yeah, yeah,
licensings are a lot less valuable, I guess I should say, for me personally. So
yeah,
I'm not even worried about buying them anymore. At first I was like, oh my god, I really want them
yeah.
because I was like farming to get the prettiest Pecky. But now I'm like just kind of like overwhelmed with it right now. So as I said, I just go in,
Exactly,
and
right?
plus the fact that I can't permanently keep any of these animals. Like, I mean, you can with
No,
a divine
yeah,
donut, but A, you got to reset the animal,
right.
and B, like, divine donuts aren't as easy to come upon. You can't just buy them from the ranching
No,
store
no,
with,
no, no.
so many. I don't care if they even made it
Right.
expensive and be like a super expensive, like, thing.
Yeah, but they're only obtainable by the legendary treat bag. If you guys don't know that, or treat pack, or yeah,
Exactly.
but yeah, it is very hard to come by. It's not easy to get those, so you just gotta grind a lot of
Mm-hmm.
those.
No, absolutely. And so it's just one of those where I'm just like, to me, like spending all that time breeding like a beautiful animal just to eventually just kind of like give it away. I'm just like, I don't really
Right,
care
right.
that much about like getting like good looking animals and making sure like I want to take them out. So I just use the pets they've got in the store that I had already got, to be honest, and I've just kind of been running with
Yeah,
them, and I'm super happy with them. So I'm not complaining.
of course, of
I don't
course.
I don't need
And
any I
look,
don't need to take out my new Ferris. I got plenty of them I already had.
right, and it's but I do like that they're still working on it. It's not like a skill to be like one and done type of thing. Oh, it's released. Okay, we're not gonna work on it anymore. We're gonna work on something else. They're still working on it, and they're trying to make it a more enjoyable experience for everyone that hasn't done ranching before. So it's kind of nice about that.
Oh no, absolutely.
But it also leads you to believe that the next pat or the next map might be the fair. Who knows? I could be
Right.
wrong. Who knows?
I know,
So,
right?
but we'll see. We'll see.
We're hoping for something good and fun
We're
out of
starting
the
over
next
for something
next
really good,
area.
and yeah, because with Elderwood, once you discover all of it, there's not really much to it anymore. Once you're done with the quest, because he kind of memorized everything. So I don't know.
Well, and I think a lot of that is because Singularity 6 kind of dropped the ball, not gonna lie. And
Yeah,
like they released this
yeah,
beautiful zone and then gave us so many quests and then that was it. Like we don't have
yeah.
no new quests, and they
Right,
were
right.
like, "Oh, we're going to be releasing all these quests," and they never did. Like I don't mean to
Yeah.
keep complaining, being like, "Oh, quest, 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 quest," but it's kind of the way it is.
It is, yeah. Like it's all good. Like there's a lot of things I can say about Elderwood, but I'd rather choose not to because they are still working on the map. Who knows what the next area of the map will be or how they're going to be continuing with Elderwood. So that's still up in the air. We don't. We it's still they're still working on it. Who knows?
Right.
Right.
Like, and I'm
So
not saying
yeah,
like they have to give us like a full on super long chain quest every patch. I'm not
yeah,
saying that.
yeah.
But every couple of months, like, give us some more lore,
It
you
would be
know?
nice. It would be nice.
I would like
Right.
some more lore in this game. I would love to learn more about the people and not even necessarily
Right.
just like the villagers we have, but just the world building as a whole? It's like
$100%.
they talk so much about the people in Bahari City and
Mm.
and then like
Like.
laws
Mm,
and the way everything works. And it's like, I would like to know more about that kind of stuff? I'd like to know
yeah,
more
and it's
about
been
this essence that is all around the Elder Woods,
yeah.
and plus, like, we've been in the Elder Woods for how long? And like, we were all excited for this like Elder Woods beast that
Right.
still hasn't made it up, made a
It
thing.
kind of
We don't
vanished
we don't know
now.
anything
Yeah.
about Sifu's wife. We thought we were going to get a good story about her here,
Yeah. Yeah.
but no, like that's that and I
No.
think that's the biggest thing is like so many of us there were so many things we wanted to see out of the Elder Woods and it's like everything we wanted to see we haven't really gotten
It
yet.
it was quite underwhelming in my opinion.
So
Unfortunately. I get it. Like I know they're still working on a lot of stuff, but the thing is that I'm not sure if they're like it's not sure their staff is up to par. Like because the thing is that with the updates, I feel like they should be always releasing like new stuff. I'm not just saying like just plushies altogether, but actually like new quests, new like some sort of like NPC, or maybe like in like it's somewhat of the new map or something like that. Like something else, like something brand new in the dialogue or something that's totally going to be like, wow, this is something that I need to come back for. But the thing is that we're just releasing like new plushies every month and just being like, hey, yeah, we released the new plushies that you guys wanted. I mean, that's nice, but like, not everyone's gonna be like wanting this plushie. Some people just want like more of the dialogue, more of the story,
right.
want more of the
Well, and
questing.
I
Yeah,
mean that's
so
the thing. I feel like if this because this game is still technically quote unquote I say in beta, and that's
yeah,
the thing. I feel like for a game that is still technically in beta, we're getting a lot of like post beta patches. Plushies are nice to
right,
keep the long term players busy, but
right,
but you have to have enough base of a game to enjoy it. And I feel like so
exactly,
much of
yes,
it is just missing its base and its core, and that should be
right,
what they should be making in this beta. That's why we're in
yeah,
beta, and that's
right,
why they're making money already off of us. And a lot of us just want to see
yeah,
the money we spend. We keep buying all of these.
yeah, the
So
fruition,
many people I
right,
know keep buying all these animal handler license, but then what's that money going to?
exactly, yeah.
And I think that's the big thing is they keep giving us these like, oh, these things we're working on, but we're not really getting enough of it.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like we're spending a lot of money in the game, like to help support the game. Don't trust me, we love the game. I'm not having any hate on it. But the thing is that like we've been waiting for a long time, especially with the 4 months, and still not receiving that much on details of what they're doing. It kind of leads us to be like, are they actually doing
Uh,
anything? And like, Yeah, right. It's just
Or
what's happening in the game? Like I don't even know. Like because the thing is that the party system is so broken, but sometimes my friends list is still buggy as well. Because when I remove a friend, it'll say sometimes, "Oh, add friend," even though like I want to remove them, but it says, "Oh, add friend." I'm like,
oh no,
"Oh,
no,
what?"
like
And
I for like 3 or 4 months now, I've had this bug with my friends list where if I
yeah,
accept a friend request or I accept a party invite or anything like that,
yeah,
I have to go into the store and back out of the store to do anything
yes,
else on my friends list.
yeah.
And when you're out there
It
trying to clear friends lists to make room for more people for a cooking party, it gets annoying, to have to
it gets very
hop in and
annoying,
out
and
of.
this has been happening. It's not just happening now. It's been happening since a very
Oh
long
yeah, I
time.
mean, as I know, it's
Like
been just really
yeah,
prevalent these last couple of months. Like these last like
yeah,
3 months, like the get that bug has been like extra, and I'm like,
yeah.
and it's just like, I'd like y'all to fix this. Thank you. I put in.
It's still
I
not
know, right? I'm
fixed.
putting in like suggestions and like I'm giving y'all feedback on the way I've been having this issue. I don't know
Mm,
what's been triggering
mm,
it, but
yeah.
you know
And the thing is that we want this to be fixed, but I don't think they're listening to us, or they just don't know how to fix it.
that
I don't know what's the case
I
here.
know, like no, no, like no, completely understandable because like not to like
Mm,
swap games or anything, but I used to play a lot of
right.
Pokemon Unite. I don't play as much as I used to. Um,
Yeah.
but and they literally have had this bug in this game for like 3 months now themselves. And they
Mm,
finally addressed it like a week ago, and they were like, "Yeah, we know this bug exists, but we don't know how to fix it." And it's literally a
right.
game-breaking bug. It literally causes your game to
Yeah.
crash like starting into a match. And so it's one of those where you're
Right.
like, wow, you guys don't even know how to fix this. Like, it has been months now that we've been having this issue,
Mm,
you know?
right.
So,
I mean, at least they're honest about it, right? Like, but we haven't gotten anything from S6 to address this. Like, it's been for years. This has still been happening, and still nothing has been posted. Like, yeah, we don't want to fix this.
right, at least
So,
communicate with us,
yeah,
be like, yes, we know this is
right.
going on. We're trying to figure out a solution. Like, I don't want to say this, but I kind of feel like Singularity 6 is like kind of like they don't really know what direction they want to take the game in, it feels. You know?
That's another
Like
thing,
that's
right?
just the feeling I get. It's just like so much of it is like it's great, it's wonderful, but it's like we need a bit more of a direction. We need to know a bit more of like what y'all's plan in the long term, Having like a good like 2 or 3 month, roadmap is fine, but like if we're still in a beta of a game, like give us a bit longer of a roadmap. Like how often are you planning on trying to release new zones? How often are you going to actually give us actual quests, not bundles? Bundles do not count as
Right,
quests. I'm sorry. Like you can't say we're delivering quests every month and then just give us bundles.
right. And the thing is that even with the roadmap in general, like some of the things they have said in the roadmap, they still haven't delivered. Like for example, we haven't even gotten so the that who remembers the Madrina fungi plush? They said they were going to be releasing that two patches later, and yet this is the patch now, and it's still not in the game that we can get for free.
Right.
So I don't know, like they could have gotten like the backlash for those who spent the money, and then like, yeah, sorry guys, we're going to have to go back on our word on that. So like, but there's no update on like what they're doing. Also, another thing that they said they would have done is, I believe, yes, the question, yeah, the question in the bulletin board, yeah, but also, they did be like more communicative with what's actually happening, but unfortunately with that, it's not really like that much communication on what's happening
Mm-hmm.
because I know like if you go to like Paley partners or that are on Twitch right now, they're signed by the NDA, but even then, I would like some update, or at least some things that are going to happen. I know they can't spoil much, but they could just say, "Hey, the next patch is going to be awesome. You're going to love it." And I've been waiting for this for a long time, but I hope you guys will like it as well. But I have not heard those words from any of the Pele partners or anyone that is like able to see into the future or like what's actually happening.
Right.
Because it's usually the same stuff that happens all the time with paleo streamers, is that we're doing either bug catching, we're doing cooking, we're doing decorating, or float tree cutting. Like, I'm not saying that's a wrong thing to do, but it's basically the same content that we've been having all this time. It's nothing really changing about it, right? So I would love to do something else. Like, just give us something that makes us like make us do something different rather than like doing the same stuff over and over and over again.
Well,
type of thing.
well,
you
and
know?
I mean, and I do think we'll actually be going more in detail on it in probably next week's episode, but we will get ready to cover this.
Right.
But they are, as of the release of this episode, starting a new community event. So we're going to have a week-long mining community event with Hadari's Starstone Search. No, as I said, I know, right? Hard to say Starstone Search. S's always get me.
Yeah.
But
Starstone Search,
right, exactly. But I think that's going to be a fun event, especially since they just released those Kitsu plushies last month. Just gives us more reason to be mining. And as I said, I know next week's episode we're actually going to go more into detail on community events as a whole. And but I am like super excited to have a new community event, and we're going to be out there mining in groups, and I'm going to have a good time with it. So at least nowadays they're at least giving us community events, or at least getting something to do to kind of fill our time.
I hate to be negative on this one. I'm sorry. But with the Kitsu plushies being on the rocks, I love that. However, when they first got released, I'm pretty sure all like the veterans were just like grinding on days on ends in order to get all 3 plushies from these rocks.
Which is great.
And now that we're burnt out on it, just like doing like 8-hour days or like even like 24-hour days, just finding one Kitsu plushie from these rocks. I feel like they should have done this when the plushie was being released.
And that you bring up a very valid point. Like, they should have released those plushies this month. Like, they should have had that. They should have had in my opinion, they should have had the 2 plushies. But we'll get to a little bit later in the podcast. We'll get to those later.
Yeah.
But they should have released those 2 last month and released the Kitsus this month to go along with this event. I think that would have been so much more enjoyable, and then I think everybody would have been a lot more active with this whole event. Because I mean, I know people are still going to be active with the event. We're going to be mining a lot, but I think it would have been even bigger if the Kitsu plushies would have came out. Like, even like, because, you know, like, for instance, you know, we had a week of the patch, and then we had the community event, which I love the fact that the community event is not starting the week of all the new stuff in the patch. So I'm definitely grateful for that. At least they made that nice change from before. But
it is a nice change, but I feel like they're not really planning this out as much as they're thinking they are. Because like sometimes like the player base does get burnt out on what, even though they disclaim it like this is not something that you should be farming. We still do it anyways because we feel.
Right, don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
Don't tell me what to do. Like you can, like, and then we just do it, and then like, oh yeah, we got burnt out, and then they're like, "Dude, told you so." But the thing is that we want to do it just to enjoy the game more. But the fact that also that you're releasing other events relating to this previous event on that, it kind of makes us go back to be like,
back to the mines we go.
Here we go again. Let's go.
100%. I feel like the timing was just a bit awkward between those, and so, and you know, and for the viewers out there, we're not trying to be like, oh, we hate Paleo and we hate Singularity 6.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we both love
yeah.
this game and we want it to
Mm,
be the best it can be. And that is why
right.
we're a bit more critical at time to time. It's because of the passion, you know? Like,
Of course.
I really want this game to be the best it can be. So I'm going to be a little critical on some of these things because I want it to be better. I want,
Yeah.
and a lot of these opinions aren't just my opinions. It's a lot of it is stuff that
There's a lot of people,
we
others.
hear
Yeah.
people on our Twitch all the time being like this and this and this, and we're like, oh, okay, yeah, I would love this too.
Yeah, that makes
You
sense.
know,
Right. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so a lot of those is not really necessarily just our opinion. It's our a lot of
Yeah.
times it's our
It's
community's
our community
opinions.
who is saying this, as
And we're
well.
vocalizing it for them as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
And especially with those who have been playing the game as much as we are, it does make a lot of
mhm.
sense because we feel the frustration that they're facing, and also feeling the same um like what the heck is happening type of thing with S6 and all that. It's not because we hate S6 or what they're doing. It's just they really need to pick up their game because there's a lot of different people. Oh, sorry, different companies that are that are making them. There's a lot more cozy games nowadays compared to back then. Because I only knew like um Sims and Animal Crossing, but now there's like so much more, and they have to be on their toes about being competition. Otherwise, their competition is going to be overrunning Palia, and they would just be everyone's just going to go over there rather than staying in
No,
Palia, right?
100%. Like,
Yeah.
literally Animal Crossing, literally out of nowhere. I mean, not out of nowhere. We knew about it for a couple of months now. But it was like when they
Mm,
announced it a couple of months ago that they were giving us a 3.0 patch. Like, we hadn't had a patch in like
yeah.
6 or 7 years in that game, or 5 years or something like that. It'd been a long time. Then all of a sudden it was
Yeah.
like, bam, we're getting a patch. And then it was the same week that Palia released their patch, and and
Mm,
it's hard to be like, which game do I play, because they're both being updated at the same time, and as you
right.
mentioned,
Right.
Palia does have competition with all these other cozy games, and there are
Mm,
more cozy games than ever nowadays. So many companies are now making
mm,
their nice little cozy chill games. So, you just gotta,
mm.
gotta step it up. I will say though, going back over to the bundles, I do like the fact that we are getting better rewards for the bundles. I love the new flooring and wallpaper, and I do like the fact that at least we're getting
Yeah.
the new flooring and wallpaper. Because I know there was a while there where we weren't getting like any of those that were new, and
Not yeah. We're getting
everybody in
none
my
of those.
community was
Yeah.
like, "I need more flooring. I need new wallpaper." So now we're getting them, and
Yeah.
they're actually really good. Like, I really like these bundles flooring. Like, I think the floorings look
Yeah.
great.
And I like I was just wishing that we could actually get the flooring or wallpaper type of storage. And I'm glad that they're adding in like the tints and I forgot that one already. Shoot. But but like you know what I mean, it's like yeah, we're having trouble finding all like a particular item that's in the storage. Yeah, we can use the search button, but sometimes the name doesn't come on top of our head. So it's just like, well, what are we looking for again?
Right.
Shoot. So yeah. So I mean, I think you create more. I think this would be a much better, um, like better strategy than to cancel all of our tints that we cannot have in our storage.
Right.
But if they're willing to do that with like, hey, here's the only tint storage, they're like,
N-
okay, we'll do
But I
that, sure.
will say they did actually give us a new tent upgrade, the tent system, with the new copy
Mm,
mode.
mm,
So now you can just go
mm,
bam, 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 bam. If you're doing if you're doing a couple of things in the same tent, you can now just go wham,
mm.
bam, bam. So,
That's
I mean,
amazing.
at least they're trying to fix the mess up they did with this new tent system, and they're trying to improve
Yeah.
it. And we got 2 new tent colors, so, you know. And we
No.
got a storage tab just for the tents. So, I mean,
That's what I love about it,
they
right?
did
It's
they
not.
did give us a lot for the tent system. So,
Yeah, they did.
I have to say,
And we've been stuck in the same 5 for like so long.
and then it's like all of
Like,
a sudden now we've got
well,
so many more, and I'm just like kind of overwhelmed slightly.
I mean, that's I like to be overwhelmed rather than underwhelmed, in my opinion, because I feel like, oh my
Agreed.
god, there's so much I need to do. There's things I need to do. Like, there's so
That
much
that's
things
such
I
a
need to
good
craft.
feeling when you log in a game and you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh my god, what do I do? I've got so much stuff to do. I don't know what to do." You know?
yeah,
I
yeah.
love
Just
that
or just
feeling.
compared to like being logged in, I'm like, oh yay, it's the same thing we did last month.
Right? No, definitely
So
agreed.
like, yeah, it's so much better to be overwhelmed than underwhelmed, in my opinion.
And also, besides the new tab for the tents, we also got a new tab for the treats for ranching, which is
Let's
great
go.
because they were clogging up my food tab, and when I'm trying to go to get a particular
Yeah.
food buff or get food out of my box, I just hated going through all those cookies. So I'm glad cookies and treats are now in their own little section. It's definitely a nice little improvement to the storage system. So I'm definitely happy with that.
It is 100% better because I've been trying to find food, and then like all these streets are already here. I'm just
When
like,
I'm going through and
oh,
collecting,
how much streets? Like
right?
what?
Because I mean, I don't need the fishing
Yeah.
food buffs, okay? I don't
Yeah,
need them.
yeah,
But do I use them? Yeah, because I've got them, you know?
yeah.
Like I do cooking parties where we make fishing food buffs for people on my stream because I've got a lot of
Right.
fishermen in my stream because I like to fish
Yeah.
and, you know, and so we do a lot of fishing and I basically mainly use those as my way to fill focus so I'm not wasting like my burgers or my cakes or anything. And
Yeah.
so like when I'm going through my box and I'm pulling out, you know, my 4 fishing food buffs I pull out, you know, and not going through all those treats just makes it so much
All the
easier.
cookies, all the
So much
treats.
better. So much better. I love it.
Yeah. And like it's slight fixes like that makes it a whole lot better. They don't need to fix much, but that was a really nice idea on their part and on their part to actually consider and listen to the feedback that they're getting from us. So it's really nice that they are listening on that.
No, absolutely. And we got some new snowy decor. So we got some new decorations and in all honesty, the snowy terraces, I am so happy we got some snowy terraces.
Yeah, they could be like just be like adding snow on it, but it does bring a kind of a winter theme if you are making one. I haven't seen one where someone has used all the snow furnitures, but I do vision it to be a very great set. So, but hopefully they'll add in more.
I actually I believe, day before yesterday. I didn't play yesterday because I played WoW yesterday. But
Okay.
I did, but like day before yesterday, I got my first snowy terrace recipe. I will say this, the fact that you have to get the recipes from the rummage pile and you have to know the previous version is a bit, I don't know. But as long as they're like permanently in the rummage piles, I'm not that mad about it. But it has gotten a bit annoying for the fact that they included those in the bundle. They were like, oh, you gotta make these in the bundle, but they're a rare drop from the rummage piles to learn the recipe. And you had to have known the previous recipe first, so it makes it even
Yeah, that
harder
makes
for
it even
new
difficult. Yeah,
people. Like, I was like, that was a choice.
yeah.
But I do love the fact that they put these into the game
Mhm.
because I know for me, for instance, like, I've been working on this plot for a long I mean, I'd say working on this plot. I haven't touched it for a while,
Yeah,
but I had been working on this plot that was basically a bunch of floating islands that was slowly cascading up into the sky.
yeah.
And like at first, I had some nice green ones, and then once we got a little bit further up, I started putting a lot of like fall leaves on the ground and fall leaf piles, and making it a bit more like fall. And then like I
Mhm.
did like once I got through those, I'd been putting terraces up there and then covering them with snow because you're so high up in the sky. You know, obviously these floating islands are going to have a bit more snow.
Yeah.
And so now I have to go back and undo some of those and replace them with these new snowy terraces because they're going to look
So
so
much
good on
better.
that plot.
Right.
Like when it's done, I'll have you check it out so you can see them fully used with all of their glory.
I
But yeah,
mean, if
I'm
you put it like a
excited.
floating terrace like that, it kind of reminds me of Jack and the Beanstalk, where he's up in the clouds and basically in this castle where he goes and meets all the giants and all that. So I don't
Right,
know.
that was the original
Oh,
idea,
really? Okay,
you
okay.
know. So, was something where it would eventually be it was, just a bunch of islands in the sky,
Yeah,
but,
yeah, yeah.
who doesn't want a bunch of floating islands? Who doesn't want a floating archipelago, you know?
I mean, I like the idea. I wouldn't see why not.
And then I guess onto more of the meat and the potatoes of the patch though.
Mhm.
We actually got finally the fairy mantis plush. So we'll talk about that one first.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you enjoying your new fairy mantis plush grind?
So the first day wasn't that great. I think it was like 4 or 5, which is not bad. Not saying that's a bad thing. But usually we would get a lot more than that. So but we try. Second day I got about 20 fairy mantis bushes and like 16 rainbow tip butterflies. So that was kind of nice. But then the next day after it was only like 3 fairy mantis and then like 6 RTBs, rainbow tip butterfly pushes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it varies what we can get, but I've been grinding a lot with everyone that is really wanting a fairy mantis plush. We've just been grinding it out as it is, in order to get so much of these plushies. Plus, it's also very fun to play with the community as well with that. But how are you having
Right.
with the? Are you having any luck with yours?
I actually got one. I only did one day of fairy mantis plush because I'm not like you who do like big giant
Yeah,
bug server
server takeovers. Yeah,
takeovers. I'm still a bit smaller as far as like my
all
community
good, all
goes for
good.
that kind of thing. But I got a fairy mantis plush on patch day,
Let's
so
go.
I was super happy with it. And I like the fact that now we can get 3 plushies from the same lure because you can get like butterfly, you can get the rainbow tip butterflies, the fairy mantis plush, and ladybugs.
Yeah,
I think I ended up getting my group ended up getting like 4 ladybug plushies and a fairy mantis plush,
let's
which
go.
I'll take. You know, as
Of
I said,
course.
I love bug hunting and I love doing bug lures. I think they're a lot of fun,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the fact that we now get a new one. Now, just I want some new bug plushies in other areas so that way I can farm other places now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, fairy mantis it was one of the bugs that we always avoided getting because there's no
Incentive.
use to actually throwing your bombs at it other than for the EXP or you want the starred fairy mantis on your plot. But now that we actually have the plush, we actually welcome it now more than ever. Because I know I will
Right?
get
We're like,
yelled at.
yes, fairy
Yeah,
mantis.
because I'll get yelled at by my community on just getting fairy mantis without the plush back then.
Now,
So
I will say the plush is really tiny.
it is very tiny. Yep. I was thinking about
Like,
like
I'm
as big as not as big as a Lunar Frameoff, but slightly smaller, but as bigger as the Green Lantern bug plush.
right. I was hoping it would be a little bit bigger. Like, I wasn't wanting like a huge one, but I was
Yeah,
like, you a little small boy.
yeah, yeah,
He a little short king, but we okay with that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so as I said, I hope they release new bug plushies in other areas now so we can do bug hunts in more places. but
I would love that.
I'll take what I can get. This was the community vote. This is
Yeah.
what everybody wanted as a community, so we got what we asked for, and you know what? I'm happy with it.
I
And not only that, we also got the new plushie, that the Lil Sprout plushie that comes from the Kilima flower bloom event.
yeah.
So I was dreadfully wrong with my hoping of what I was going to get. I was hoping we'd get it from chopping trees, but I had somebody in my stream. I forgot who it was. Actually, I think it might have been a couple people who said it.
Yeah.
But literally somebody was like, everybody's in Kilima in the video carrying these plushies. So I think they're going to come from the flower event. So
Aww.
but I do like the fact that we're getting one from the flower event.
Yeah. I mean,
Which makes me wonder, are they going to give us plushies eventually? Are they going to give us plushies from Flow Trees?
or the
AKA,
pixie
like, you get them
bounce.
from the Grove. Or or the Pixie Bounce. Are they going to give us plushies for those too? I
Yeah.
don't know. Or did they do this to try to help encourage people to do the flower event? Because I know I
Mhm.
still have not got any of the nameplates from the Bloom event, and I've
What?
done a lot of Bloom events. There are 4 nameplates as
Yeah,
far as I know you can get from
yeah.
them, and I haven't gotten a single one. I legitimately just got my last pot, like my last like planter
Yeah,
this week from them. Like, I've been doing these for months and hadn't gotten that planter. Finally
yeah.
got that.
Ooh.
Haven't got a single nameplate. So, and like, I'll go out and I do the flower events because I think it's a great way to stock up on starred garlic and starred spice sprouts
100%.
for cooking parties.
Right.
So I always hold on to those. And and plus I want me a lot more cypress trees because cypress trees are one of my favorite flowers to grow in this game
Yeah.
because they look really pretty. And there had been so many times where I was like the only one at the flower event, and I'm like, really, y'all? Can y'all come over and like help me water this? It's a lot of watering by
It
myself.
is a lot of watering. Yeah.
So I feel like they put this plushie in there to like help encourage people to do it a bit more often.
Yeah. I mean, after the nameplates or like event was done, no one really participated that much in the the flower event because I think everyone's basically just done everything from the flower event just to like get their satisfying need from that. So like there was nothing really like interesting or new in order to get. Other than the Sprout plushie just came in and be like, yeah, you need a guest from this event now, so have fun.
Right.
So I like it's kind of
Exactly.
reviving that, but also I wish it was like I don't know. I feel like there should be like something else that makes us wants to keep on coming back to it, rather than like okay, we're only doing this for an event and that's it. Like okay, but but they happen every day during the game though. Should we be doing it like every single time? It's like nah, we're only doing it for this event. That's it. Like okay,
Right.
so,
But now that we have a permanent plushie from it, it gives people reasons to do it all the time. It's
yeah,
just the RNG for it is crazy
it is
because like
insane.
I thought it was gonna be one to where like you'd actually see it like grow up kind of like the potato pods with
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
But then I could see where people would be like, "Oh my god, I got one on my server," and then everybody to hop to the server and then
yeah, yeah.
collect a plushie. But I feel like that would still be fine. I wouldn't be that mad about it.
I mean,
But like with
it's
this
still
RNG, it's crazy.
yeah. But it takes a lot of people in order to get from.
Like
So it's all good. I don't have any regrets on what they did. So I think it's fun the way it is. Like if you find one, you
right,
just call all your friends, say like, "Hey, I got this sprout plushie over here." So it's kind of nice
right.
about that.
Yeah, except that I know it took me it took me so many to get my first one.
Mm,
And literally I was doing one of those flower events with like a couple people on stream, and
yeah.
one person on my stream got 2 from the same event that
What?
I got none. Yeah. I
What?
was like, "You got 2 of those and I got none?" Like, That's why I was saying like the
That's
RNG is a bit
crazy.
wild in it.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that you can get more than one from the event I thought was kind of crazy, like
Yeah.
per time. And then the fact that you might get two and somebody else gets none, I'm like, that's a little. I don't like that as much, but you know, it is what it is.
Right,
I
right.
just know my luck is bad,
Uh-huh.
so you know, I'm always jealous of those that have better luck than me.
I always feel that like you think you got it, no, someone else got it more than you. Like what? Like,
The RNG gods have
yeah.
never been in my favor,
I
so
mean, sometimes they're really good for me, but sometimes they're just complete garbage for me. So it really depends on how the RNG gods are blessing me that day.
right. But I bet, as I said, I'm hoping we now get like um get more plushies for the other two events. I
Yeah,
feel like they also deserve plushies now.
yeah,
But as I said, if we get one for flow trees, I want them to be able to be on flow trees on my home plot too,
that'd be
because you know
nice.
I kind of don't, you know. But it's one of those where if it just came from public groves, then I would be okay with it. I don't have to just do a private grove. You know, I can do
Right,
public groves if I wanted.
right.
And then we got a new change they added in, which as a console player is so
Wait,
amazing.
what happened with
We
consoles?
have a we got a quick chat bar.
Oh, that's why I noticed. Like literally this update, I'm just like, why is there a fourth bar? Wait, don't we have this for stickers? Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Excuse me?
And legitimately, it's made things so much easier for somebody like me who plays on the Switch and doesn't have a keyboard attached to
Yeah.
my Switch. You know, and it's like no keyboard, no problem. You can just send a message real easy and you can customize it on a board and you know, it I like it.
I thought that was with the emotes. I was like, the stickers wise. I was like, okay, they have a custom message for each custom one.
Oh,
Got it.
but not every sticker got a custom message.
But then I'm like, wait, why do they have another tab for the quick messages? Wait, what?
You know, cuz like everybody used to do uh the Sabira one cuz it
Excuse
would be
me?
like follow me. You know, and now you don't have to actually do that. You can actually just
Yeah.
do straight up chats, which I think is nice and I definitely am enjoying it. So,
I mean, but the thing is that like most of the stickers don't even have the message. So I'm like, why don't you use those in order to do a quick message with that?
I mean, it is what it is. They make their choices, so you know, as long as you know, but at least you know this one does have a good benefit. You know, I would have loved all the stickers to
I'm
have
sorry.
like to say different things, but you know, I'm chill with stickers being stickers and chat being chat. I thought it was kind of weird anyways that stickers would automatically like say things in chat because there's sometimes I wouldn't want to
Wait, I didn't
necessarily
notice that.
have it
Oh, my
say
bad.
something. I just kind of would want to just use the sticker, but
Right,
that's just me, you know. So I
right.
know I'm kind of weird for a lot of things. So and then we got some improvements and some adjustments, and the main one for me is the fact. Well, the main couple for me that I like is the fact that now all seeds can now stack up to 100. As somebody who plants 300, well, I plant 300 flow seeds every week because I do a 300 flow growth. So instead of just pulling out stacks of 30, I can now just pull out a stack of 100. Oh my God, that's so much easier for my bag. And for me, it was such a wanted benefit and I love it.
I didn't even notice that. I haven't. I've. It's been a while since the last done
Since you've had
seeds
that
on
many
that. So
seeds.
I'm kind of nice that they that they did add that in, especially with the Okapu skin when it used to be like 10. Oh, and I can carry up to 50 now. Like what?
Right?
Where was
Like
this when we started?
we love a bigger stack size, you know?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
always going to be a welcome change and will always be something I will enjoy. And we now have a new workbench category for the home lines. since we can now craft the home lines versus just buying them and then kind of like doing it the way the original set is, like I'm not mad about actually crafting the homes. I actually think that's a nice little change, and I like the fact that they have their own little section now on the workbench.
But can we get more than just 5 fish per stack?
Oh, exactly.
Is there something that we can change about that?
Yes. As far as like stacking items goes, yes. Let us
Yeah.
stack like 5 fish together. Let us stack more than 5 fish. Like I would love to do. I'd love to at least have like stacks of 30 for fish.
At
You
30 at
know,
least.
like
Yeah.
give me
No,
like a
that's
stack
fair.
of 30 for fish. You know,
Yeah.
because that's
I'm
like
like,
when
well,
I'm
why is this still a
fishing.
thing?
Right. That's the one thing that fills up the most is when I'm fishing. So
Yeah, exactly. And it
def
feels a bit unfair. And I'm like, wait, why is it cooked fish and you stack 30 of those, but 5 only with the like wait with the cod fish? Wait, what?
And then, as per usual, I know we don't talk too much about the premium store, but I know usually when we talk about the premium store, we always have like the same complaint. And I will
Yep.
say, I am super happy that my complaint has been taken care of. And I got a
My complaint's still there.
gorgeous new outfit this month. And I am
Yeah.
saving up. I don't have enough for it yet because I'm
Yeah.
pora, but I'm saving up
Yeah.
Mazeki loyalty coins. And the moment I have enough, I'm getting that Draconic Knight. It looks so good.
It looks really good. But it suffers the same problem I've been complaining about this whole time. It doesn't have its own glider.
Well, I mean, well, it has its own override to where it kind of basically does like the sailor scout outfit where you just kind of like
Yeah.
Superman fly. You get your own
Yeah.
Superman fly with it, which I think looks
Yeah.
kind of cool, kind of weird, but kind of cool. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but you know, they had to actually put the Draconic glider as its own standalone
Own
piece to
thing. Yeah,
buy,
I'd
you
rather
know?
not.
I
Yeah.
would like for them, especially if it's going to be 3400 paleo coins. I definitely
Yeah.
would like it to be to include a glider, but
Yeah.
you know, but I will say it you know, it's not 3 different sets you have to buy. It's just one set with all the
One.
colors, which is
Right.
also like a great addition because that was one of the changes like I had been wanting them to make,
Right.
and I'm glad that this outfit is one of those because I wanted more of that idea. So I'm
Hmm.
glad it's going that way, and hopefully they'll continue to do that with more and more of these outfits.
I mean, the thing is also it's not just the glider. They also did with the tool skins as well, which is understandable, but it's really starting to stack up here
Right.
for this one
And the
outfit.
fact that it's always a bow with these tool skins,
Yeah.
like I've got my bows. You know, I know people probably want more bows, but I feel like there are so many bow customizations to choose from. Like I want more fishing pole customizations. I want more of my hoe and watering can customizations, you know? I feel like
Hmm.
everything is an axe and a bow.
Yeah, yeah. Like I
And
feel
the
like
fact
the
that the
gardening tools
sword
aren't
can
being
be a
loved here.
pickaxe and an axe is odd.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't actually seen it in use to them use
Yeah.
it as a
Bye.
pickaxe, but seeing
Right.
somebody swing down a sword to pop open an ore, I think would be kind of awkward, and I don't
I thought
like
it was
it.
a hoe for example for a minute.
Well, that does say an axe, a pickaxe, and a bow. As I said, I haven't
Okay.
actually used it yet. I haven't bought
Right.
it, but and there's only 2 pictures, and one of them is a bow, and the other one's a sword. And we did see the
Right.
sword chop the tree, which I got no problem with a sword chopping a tree. You know, that's
Yeah.
kind of fun. But the fact
But
of
the
having a sword
sword
pop
cutting a
open up,
rock? Hmm.
I mean,
I
I guess we're all Zoro from One Piece now, huh?
or King Arthur with his Excalibur sword
That
and
is,
stuck
but
in the
you're
rock.
pulling that out of a sword. You're pulling it
Yeah, I
out of a
know.
rock. You're not really breaking a
Yeah, I
rock.
know. I know.
Now, we'll say this: they did do a lot of bug fixes, But
Mhm.
we're not gonna go into all those bug fixes or whatnot because that we would be
Mm.
here forever going through all of those. So I do like coming on here and seeing the fact that they got a big long list of bug fixes, and then we have an even. I feel like the list for known issues is even longer than the bug fixes.
It is a lot longer, but I
So
feel like it should be done like every update. I feel like it should be done like whenever they get the time to fix it. Like, okay,
like
just done, implement it now. That's it. They
that's
don't
the
have to do
thing.
like a little like on update just for like, hey, this is all the bug fixes.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't
Yeah,
actually have to be like, "Oh, it's a major patch. We're going to fix all these bugs." Like you can always just do bug fixes throughout the month. And I feel like
yeah,
I've got no problem logging into Paley and it download like a little micro patch that fixes a couple of bugs. You
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
you don't even
yeah,
like I know other games I do that, you know? Like and you don't even have patch notes for it, you know? It's just, "Oh, there was a little
yeah,
update. It probably fixed some things," you know? And because I
yeah.
know all of my games do it, and I don't have a problem with it. It's like Paley's the only one I don't know that does it. I know WoW does it. I know
Yeah, they're just doing
Pokemon
it like
Unite
every
does
month. I'm
it,
like, you
and
should be releasing new content. Like what? Like it's nice and all, but like we want new content though.
although I will say this, as far as like the bug fixes go, there was one particular bug fix I do want to bring up.
Which
It,
is
it says fix made for players getting yeeted off the screen at the end of the character creation. I would have loved to
that's a
see.
thing.
Apparently, that was a thing. Players were getting yeeted off the screen at the end of the character creation. And
There are videos on this. I
I
kind of
didn't
want to see
know
this
that
now.
was a thing.
I didn't know this is a thing
And
either.
I want to see a player getting yeeted off the screen. and the
I'm hoping
fact
there's a YouTube video for this.
And the fact that that was in the patch notes and it literally described it as getting yeeted off the screen.
I mean, yeah, they're proud of fixing it, I guess. I don't know. Like, okay, I kind of want to see this now. Like, what? And they
Exactly.
totally think it's
See, they
showcase like what
fixed all the
happened.
good bugs. They fixed all the
Right.
fun bugs.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just like, okay, this is interesting. I kind of want to see it now.
but uh but yeah, so that pretty much covers all the patch notes for the month. As I said, next week's episode, we're going to definitely be diving into all the community events since we'll have this Hadari community event be mostly over by the time we record the next episode, and we've had all the other ones.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I guess now it's time for Shinori's
Shinori's
question
question
of the
of the
week.
week. So, guys, with the new update, how are you enjoying it? Would love to hear your thoughts and what you've been up to with the new update. Just comment below on Spotify or YouTube, and would love to hear what you're doing in this update. And if there, are you playing anything new? Are you playing anything awesome? Would love to hear it all down below.
And make sure to follow here on Spotify or subscribe to the YouTube. And make sure to check us out on Twitch at Scene and Shinori Yoru.
Yes.
And until the next episode, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.